Hi, good evening. I hope I'm clearly audible to all the listeners. Um, this is today we will be doing the part two of it. The only reason you can see the part one screen is because I just wanted a small recap. Okay. So this is something we discussed in the last class, because I if I do not draw a comparison between the first and the second one, it might not be able to it might not be very clear to you. Okay, so that's what my profile is for you, and that is my referral code, and that is my username for an academy. And let's move on with the recap. Okay, so last time we discussed what statement of purpose is, and how does it define you, and what role does it play in giving you your dream role, your dream academic qualification, and your dream profession. Okay. Then we talked about what are the B schools actually looking for in statement of purpose. Most people make an error, make a mistake of repeating the same thing that they have written in their resume, as a result of which this particular round of statement of purpose, which plays a very critical role, because some people think that, oh, I have cleared the written exam, now I am set. I'm sorry, you are not, because you have to clear the PI, and before that the statement of purpose should make real sense to these people. Okay, so what are they looking for? They're looking for your professional interests. If you want to carry on with academics, then your research interest. Then how does your background qualify with the kind of degree that you are trying to pursue with them? And of course, your track record as far as academics and professional prowess is concerned. What is your why are you interested in the program? What exactly interests you about the program? Why are you passionate about it? Okay, and of course your writing skills. By that, I don't mean that how artistically can you write, but by that I mean how descriptive but concise can you be, and you have to give them a glimpse of you. Okay, you might have the same goal as 10 other people have, but there has to be something which is unique about you, which makes you you, and they are looking for that you in the statement of purpose. Okay, so this is a part of the mandatory promotion. So these are the things. Iconic CAT 2021 is being launched from 28th of December. In that, you get a personal mentor, you get test analysis and reports, you get OMET's preparation, and all benefits of Plus is included here. And you also get monitored by graduates from top B schools like IMA, B, and C. You also have another feature, which is Ask a Doubt. And this is the process to go ahead. You get a response within 24 by 7, and this particular response team is active for all 24 by 7 days. And this Ask a Doubt is live now for Plus subscribers, and this is what the investment in education for you looks like. The 1 year subscription is this, and is 30,000, and 2 years is 41,000. So I hope you take all the benefits of plus mentorship, plus guidance, plus test analysis. Okay. The next thing that we talked about in the last class is how to introduce yourself, how to introduce your when you talk. We talked about the format of statement of purpose. So we talked about what should the introduction hold. How would you talk about your career progression if you are straight, if you are not a person who's straight out of college. And then how would you talk about your academic progression? Okay, and we also said that, do not say what you did, say how did it change you. Okay. The next thing that we talked about is, so present career progression is a progression of your personality rather than just the job responsibilities. So everybody knows what the job responsibilities are basically. Okay, what they want to know is how did it change you? What did you learn? All right. So this is also something we discussed in detail. Moving on to, why do you want to do what you want to do? And how do you plan to achieve your goal? So if you remember, I mentioned something about a quantifiable plan. You need to talk about a quantifiable goal, wherein you need to tell them that, okay, after this, so that by that I mean that, give it time periods. So I intend to work in the industry for 2 years before I start my research program, or before I start my this thing, my own business. Okay, so they are basically trying to look for a person who knows what he or she is doing. They just want to know that you're very clear with your vision, and that should be reflected through your statement of purpose. uh, and things to avoid: be mindful of the word limit. So I have certain statement of purpose submitted to me by different students, and I will discuss them in detail in a little while. And don't write a complex statement of purpose. Do not use informal language, and do not repeat your resume. So tell them something that they don't know, that they don't already know, would be a right way of putting it. Do not avoid talking about failures, because failure is a part of life. So some people think that, no, no, if I talk about failure, then I will be marked down. No, that's not how it works. They just basically want to know that if you have failed, how have you bounced back? What all steps did you take? And what did you learn in that journey? Okay. Do not reword a sample essay for MBA. Yes, I have also incorporated this point in today's class, wherein I will show you, if the person rewards an SOP, how does it look like, and how does it hamper your academics. Do not use cliches or jargons, and do not use information that doesn't support your thesis. I think that that's a common sense. And before write the statement of purpose, you should not only talk about how the program fits into your goal. You also have to mention how you fit into the fabric of the institution and the academic program that you're trying to pursue. So these are the questions that you should basically ask yourself before you start writing the SOP. If these are clear, your SOP would be an exact reflection, an exact projection of your personality. Why do I want this degree? So again, your approach should be as has been enumerated through the bullet points here. Okay. So this should be your approach: compelling but quantifiable. Okay. Moving on to the next one. So your SOP should exhibit the following. So why do you want this particular college? Is your experience related to this particular choice of degree? Okay, so how would you? So you can talk about experiential learning. You're excited to tackle real world projects in your desired industry, or learning from faculty who are experts in your field of study. So show them that you're making an informed decision. Okay, so don't you should not come across as a person who is lost, probably who's a part of a crowd, who's just following what his or her parents are telling them, or maybe they're doing something under peer pressure. Okay, that does not reflect something good on you. We also talked about what specific skills do you bring to the table. How would you mention that? Give reasons, talk about your background, and give them real life examples. Okay, and of course, you should write it in first person, because it's your life, it's your story. And then we discussed this entire sample essay in detail. Okay, and and I also want to make another mandatory promotion here. So we are starting with new batches from the 28th of December. As you can see, these are what the other one is the complete weekday batch, and the other one is absolute batch for CAT 2021. And like here, if you use this particular referral code as is mentioned here, you will get a 10% discount on the course that you're applying for. Okay, so let's move on to today's agenda. So let me upload today's file. Just give me a second. Right. So like I discussed, this is my profile for you, and this is my username for the for you to look up my courses in the Unacademy website. And so this is the part two of it, wherein I told you in the last class that we will be talking about different types of SOPs for different fields, and I have some real life SOPs that have been submitted to me by different students. Okay. So we already discussed one in detail in the last class. This is the second one. This has been submitted to me by one of the students here. So if you look at it, here this person has started with a quotation. So that's really good, because we do advise our students to start with something that is unique. So maybe a quotation, maybe any particular anecdote, maybe any real life example. All right. But the point here is your SOP should be an extension of this particular quotation that has been quoted by you, right? Now, this gentleman Napoleon Hill is, if I'm not mistaken, is somebody who writes a self-help book, and I guess his name is something like How to Think and Grow Rich, something like that. Excuse me if I'm quoting him, if I'm naming his book wrong. But yes, this gentleman writes self-help books. All right. Now, if you talk about whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve, what does it, reflect about you? You're trying to tell me that whatever your mind can conceive, it believes that it can achieve. So, how does it, give me an idea about your personality? Are you trying to tell me that you are somebody who, does whatever he feels like, or he achieves whatever he wants to? Okay. And again, look at the choice of words. Now please understand, there are some people who feel that if they use very flamboyant words, that would fetch them good marks. But no, everybody has their own style of writing. If I write this on the same topic, and if you write on the same topic, we will be using different sentence constructions, different word usages, different vocabulary. All of a sudden, if a particular word stands out of your vocabulary, you really do not sound very credible. So if you look at it, it says a strong ideology imbibed in me by my parents from a young age, which has made a non parallel input in sculpting my personality and instilling in me the values of discipline, um, patience, perseverance, and teamwork. What does this first line tell you? I don't think it gives you any insight about the person. Okay. It talks about the person is has used very flamboyant words, very difficult sentence construction, and as a result of which the person has stopped making sense. Now if you look at it, this particular first line, or has got nothing to do with the quotation with which the person has begun, though he says or she says that the strong ideology has been imbibed in him or her from a very young age. Ma'am, why SOP is important? Very good question. Baba, when you clear the written exam, then they ask you to write this SOP. And they, since you joined a little late, I did give an introduction, and I also discussed what we discussed in the last class. And I said that, it gives them a reflection of you as an individual, which is not mentioned in the resume. So they want to see that side of your personality, which has not been captured in the hard copy. And sorry, and that should match with the kind of degree that you're pursuing, or with the background that you come from. Okay. So here, if you coming I hope I have answered your question. So if you look at this particular line, does it make sense to you, Baba? The first one, it says a strong ideology to teamwork. Now here, I mean, take your time and read, and let me know. And here, this word non-peril is a very uncommonly used word, which means unique. Okay, which has made an unparalleled, and something which has been unprecedented input in sculpting my personality. You never sculpt your personality. Yeah. You build your personality, and instilling in me the values of discipline, patience, perseverance, and teamwork. How is this related to the first one? It isn't. Moving on to, in my formative years, I had scores of opportunities to better myself, build values. You don't build values, okay? You imbibe them and acquire qualities which will help me thrive in the future. Okay. Now, this is something very normal and natural, which everybody says. It does not give them anything. It does not give the panel anything unique about you. Then he said, all of a sudden, this person changed tenses. Okay, it said completed my, because maybe somebody has told him or her that you should begin with a verb. That's why the person all of a sudden started with completed. Okay, completed my schooling from St. Thomas. And again, if you look at it, if you put it in word, you would see that there is a punctuation error here. There is no, after Delhi, there should be a gap, okay, which isn't there. So I was always ranked in the top 10% of my batch, securing blah blah blah. And then the person said, I pursued my graduation from whatever. Now, do you actually feel that this is required in your SOP? This is a non-value add. This is something which the person already have mentioned in the resume. And how is it adding on to you as an individual when you go to the panel? It doesn't. I take humble pride in mentioning that I was recruited by KPMG Global Services, the stint being rewarding, value adding, and enriching. It is an incomplete sentence. Okay, why would you use being? You can say the stint was, right? The word kept my mind invigorated, okay, and impacted the way I think. Okay, so why can't you say that, the work kept me focused, the work kept me energized, instead of using the word invigorated, okay, and impacted the way I think, and it shaped my thought process. Yeah. So this sentence can be improved in the sense from the perspective of clarity. Okay. Additionally, at work, I was a part of the people focus group, wherein I learned about various processes of teamwork management and, more importantly, leadership. Now, when you say additionally at work, you've already said that you were very very energized, and it improved your thought process. Why would you use the word additionally here? You would say, moreover, being a part of people focus group, I learned about various processes of teamwork management, and why would you say more importantly? You have more than two, right? Why would you use a wrong comparative? You would say most importantly. Okay. See, I have not even read the half of it. All right. And these are the errors the person have made already. Okay. Moving on to the next part of it. So I strongly believe that knowledge is power. A career in management will prepare me with the knowledge, analytical abilities, management perspectives, and skills needed to provide leadership to organizations. It again, it there should be a full stop here. However, it says it will give me an exposure. This is a new sentence. It will give me an exposure to learn the various disciplines of business to enhance my competence and interest. So if you say I believe knowledge is power, and then you say that this will prepare me with blah blah blah, needed to provide leadership to organizations, or needed to learn, or needed to execute, or makes you, or required for you to be capable of leadership positions in organizations. Okay. Then this would be the, you should put a full stop here, and then you will talk about it will give me an exposure to blah blah blah, right? Moving on to a management career will offer me myriad. All right. Now this is something many people use. I don't know why are people so fascinated with it. Please understand that just because myriad means many, okay, doesn't mean you will use it anywhere indiscriminately. All right. A management career will offer many opportunities. You can say numerous opportunities, okay, for fulfillment of my immediate goal of personal and academic growth through an experiential learning and curriculum activities, right? It would enhance my cross sectional knowledge. I wonder what cross sectional knowledge is. You can say cross functional knowledge. You can say that it will help you to exchange knowledge, because in these areas, in these esteemed B schools, you brush shoulders with the best brains in the country. Okay, so you can talk about exchange of knowledge, but you cannot say cross sectional knowledge. And not only help me with technical knowledge, it will also, again, this is a wrong sentence construction. See, you have already said it here. Why do you need another it here? You would say but also. Okay, so that's just error of parallelism, right? But also help me get insights into what I am stepping into through live projects and case studies. And here, if you look at it, I have kept the errors the way they were made in the original paper. So here, there would be a gap between I and am, right? Now, talks of inspiring entrepreneurs and corporate leaders will give me exposure to the valued perspectives of successful leaders. Why would you say valued? Valuable, okay? Uh, Initiate conversations on effective leadership and the inherent challenges in managing companies. So, why would you put a comma here? You're talking about being inspired by entrepreneurs, right? By entrepreneurs, by corporate leaders, and you're talking about being exposed to their valuable perspectives of successful leaders, right? And then you said that you would like to initiate conversation on effective leadership and the inherent challenges in managing companies. Okay. So here again, this is something. Hey Yash, good evening. So if you look at it, you're talking about how the particular institute fits into your career goal. You're not telling them how you fit into theirs, right? You also have to fit into their fabric. Now here again, I believe that the diverse and enthusiastic set of my peer group will help me learn, collaborate, and share. To join a management career is to fulfill my ultimate life goal, which is to contribute to the society. But you never mentioned how would you do that. This particular point needs elaboration. Yeah, to attain this, I want to hold a position to perform and implement knowledge that I gain. How? This needs to be elaborated. That is what is that particular reflection of your personality which they are looking for. Okay, with this knowledge I can enjoy. Okay, very very wrong word. I can enjoy and love my work, as I believe work is worship. Very very cliched. Okay, and not just 8 hours of your life every day. You start with my, okay, and then you end with your. Wrong usage of pronunciations. Sorry, pronouns. Okay, so IIM Nagpur, with its values, vision, and excellent faculty members, will provide me with the holistic development and industry interface that will catalyze. If you look at it, catalyze is a chemical reaction. Firstly, it is also used with the connotation of to alter, to change completely, to alter, and to inspire. So these are the three connotations of this particular word, and none of them fit into the context of the SOP. Okay, so here the person could have said, "Well, that will catapult my career." Okay, my career progression towards achieving my aspirations. So if you look at it, if had you been in the panel, would you give a chance to this particular candidate? Because nothing is clear and nothing is unique about this candidate. The way the person has written, if you meet the person, the individual is brilliant. Okay, and that's precisely why this individual has cleared the written test. However, because of this kind of SOP, the person could not move ahead. Okay, So again, usage of flamboyant words like non-parallel and myriad and cross-sectional and catalyze. Okay, they do not add any value to enhance your perception by the panelists, right? So you should stop making grammatical errors. You should stop using repetitive, cliched vocabulary. You should make very crisp and clear sentences. The crisp your sentences are, the less are your chances of making errors. Okay, here if you see, the person has included more than two, and the person has talked about a comparative. Okay, it should be superlative, and most importantly, yeah. So if you listen to the recording, you would see that I have done a detailed analysis of this one. Moving on to the next one. Again, this has been submitted by one of the students, and this is the question. Okay, please describe your career goals. May I request all these people who have joined in to just run a cursory glance through it and tell me if it makes sense to you. Won't take you more than 30 seconds. I hope you can help me with your opinions. Yash, if you're still there, please contribute. Somebody called Kato has joined. If you can, please contribute. Okay, so if you look at it, it says I belong to a business family. Yeah, why would business and family be in capital letter? Is it a proper noun? And have been constantly exposed to the business world. The right way of saying this would have been since I belong to a business family, I have been accustomed to the environment from the childhood, or I have been exposed to the nuances of the field very closely, right? Uh, Again, the person has translated the mother tongue into English. जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं बाप दादा के ज़माने से हमारा यही business चला आ रहा है. The person has just translated that into English and said, starting from my grandfather and now my father running a small business. And this instilled an immense desire to pursue business. Why would it instill an immense desire? Tell me. Just because your grandfather and father has pursued it? Then the question that would come up is, don't you have anything unique about yourself? You're just following on the footsteps of your ancestors. There's nothing wrong in it. But the point here is you have gone for an esteemed B school. And they will not give you a seat on the basis of your family background. They'll give you a seat on the basis of you, your background, your professional and academic background. Okay? So, starting from your grandfather and now your father running a small business is an incomplete sentence. Then the person has put a comma and then says, and this instilled an immense desire to pursue. So this particular sentence itself does not make sense. Okay. uh, is it too much of an I, ma'am? Yes. Okay. um, Agreed with you completely. So during my college days, I was the team leader. Yes, agreed. So see, I'm not sure what your actual name is. I hope it's okay if I call you Kato because that's what is written here. So if you look at it, this is a statement of purpose, and it is advised to the students to write in the first person. So there is nothing wrong with I, but that I should give the panelist information about you, okay, and not boast about you. Getting my point? Okay. So here during my college days, I was the team leader of the final semester project and responsible for the completion and presentation of the project. So this entire sentence is a rambling sentence. Why can't we make it more crisp? Why can't we say that during my college days I was entrusted with the responsibility, okay, of a particular project? I was entrusted with the responsibility of handling a project, because you also have a word limit to live up to. If I'm not mistaken, this is beyond word limit. This is around 298, if I'm not mistaken. So the crisp your words, your sentences are, the more will you be able to write about yourself. Okay, and then the person says, having an engineering degree has provided me excellent foundation to build a variety of skills through different experiences. Is a random sentence unless and until you substantiate it with real life example. Okay, just because you're saying it, the panelists would not believe it unless and until you have a professional background or an academic background to corroborate this. Okay, then the person says, my responsibilities have increased gradually, and over the past few years I have had chances to utilize my previous education and working experience to further, my god, to further hone my skills and operate as a professional in this company. Does this sentence make sense to you? If you're a panelist, you have thousands of students waiting to be interviewed. If you read this particular line at one go, does it make sense to you? To me it doesn't, because this is too long and the essence of the sentence has been diluted. Okay, so the person here basically wants to say that my responsibilities have increased. Okay, and why? Because the person had chances to utilize them through his work, or when the person was on job, and then the person had developed himself or herself, and acquired more skills and have been better in the profession. That's all the person wants to say. But this particular sentence does not make sense, um, grammatically also and lengthwise also. Okay, working in an MNC for over 4 years exposed me to many verticals and challenges of managing an organization, as I have worked for diverse projects and with various stakeholders. Okay, why would I use and here? So the person could have said this is a wrong conjunction. As I have worked for diverse projects with various stakeholders. Okay, the person again, tense error. I have, and then the person said I found myself getting engrossed in the strategies applied in project management. Okay, relationship development, getting people on the same page. I believe a degree in management will further hope in honing my skills in these areas. Honing your skills, how to do what, to how to improve yourself in which area? Because you have already said that you can further hone your skills. You have grown, your responsibilities have grown. How are you justifying that with this particular line? So are you getting my point? There is no logical progression. The coherence is suffering in the SOP. Okay, I have overseen numerous activities such as meetings and blah blah blah, and technology driven knowledge sharing sessions as well as all this stuff. So how does it add to you as an individual? If you look at my last class, I have very clearly mentioned, don't tell them what you have done, tell them what you have learned. How did it change you? How did that experience change something within you? How did it shape your personality? So don't give them this entire list of stuff. They know what these activities are and they know what kind of exposure you can get. That is not telling them anything new about you to them, right? I found this position where what okay, if you say that I found this position to be rewarding as it is challenging, does it make sense? You can say I found it this position to be rewarding as well as challenging. Okay, most importantly, it has provided me with a valuable foundation of knowledge in practically all aspects of management. Then why are you even looking for the academic degree, right? So, though I have been working in a technology company, I believe to run a technology company, systematic planning. Does this sentence make sense to you? I believe to run a technology company, systematic planning and management holds as strong pillars. I'm sorry, this sentence does not make sense to me. If it makes to any one of you, please enlighten me. I feel that I must pursue a master's degree in management to more significantly broaden um, my horizons and expand my career potential to handle next level responsibilities. Now, had you been in the panel, any one of you, would you like to give this person a second chance? Basis, what have you understood from the resume or the SOP? Can you tell me why, Kato? I gave you my reasons. I would like to hear yours too. Maybe in a nutshell, can you let us know? Maybe a couple of words. I can see Sumit Singh and Dr. Keshav Gupta. Very good evening to all of you. So we were just doing the analysis of different kind of SOPs that have been submitted to me by different students, aspiring for different streams. So we were doing a detailed analysis, and this is the third SOP that we are analyzing. So no, Ketu has no answer as to why. Uh, would not help him much as he's already, yeah, agreed, totally agreed. So here this person is inviting the panel to grill him or her more. Okay, and the person will not be able to justify. Okay, again, another one. This is another one. It says, please describe the most significant challenge you have faced so far. How did you resolve it? What did you learn? So basically, when they ask you a weakness question, this is what they are looking for. How did you resolve it? They ask you questions like, have you failed? Tell me how have you handled failure? Talk to me about a situation where you have failed in your life. So this is what they are looking for. How did you resolve it, and what did you learn in the process? So just take 10 seconds and read this and let me know if it makes sense to you. So in the interest of time, allow me to begin my analysis. Ma'am, I saw a profile you're acquainted with. Okay. I graduated. Glad to have you, ma'am. Honored to meet you virtually, Sumit. Okay. So yeah. So the toughest challenge which I have faced so far was, now you say that the toughest challenge which I have faced, and then you say so far was. So there is a tense switch error in the very first line, which does not give a very good impression about you to the panel. Okay. Recovery of a critical tables data which was deleted. Now, again, the person says our team. Why the team? The T of team is in capital letter. Why? Is it a proper noun? It's a collective noun, right? Our team had admin access to that particular database. Why would you use the word particular? See, please understand, you just have 200 words. Okay. Stop using unnecessary words that dilutes the essence, the beauty, the strength of your write up. Okay. So access to that database, because you've already mentioned which one is it, no? Okay. And people were unaware of this. Why would you use P as capital here? Doesn't make sense. Okay. Being a fresher, I didn't have in-depth knowledge of the application system. Again, application A capital and then system S small. If I look at it from the perspective of grammar and punctuation, it does not make sense to me. Okay, I was so basically it is giving me an opinion that you don't know what is a proper noun, what is a common noun, what is a collective noun. Okay, and to be on the safe side, you're using capitals in all of them. Okay, that's the impression that you're giving me. All right. Now I was nervous and worried. Why would you mention this in the SOP? It does not add on to your personality. You have already said that you were new, you were a fresher, you don't have, in-depth knowledge. If you would have said that I tried to research, I tried to find a solution, that would have, added to your personality, to your SOP. Okay. So the person says, when I told this situation to my lead, do you tell a situation or do you narrate a situation? Told, again, wrong word. Okay. Uh, I narrated the situation. I apprised my team lead of the situation, would have been the right way to write. Then the person says, I was scolded and was asked to fix this. Very, very immature sentence construction. If the person would have said, I was asked to take the ownership and conclude the entire and solve or conclude the entire episode with on a positive note, that would have made more sense to me as a person. Then I would have thought that okay, this person जो भी इनका नाम है is a trustworthy resource for the team. Am I right? So here again, the choice of words, the sentence construction. Okay. I accepted this as a challenge, though I thought I was new there, but I had made now again, understand the usage of this. I had made new friends who were of the same age group. So यहाँ पे तुम्हारे age group ज़रूरत है या तुम्हारा knowledge ज़रूरत है? Please decide what are you trying to showcase about yourself. So are you trying to tell me that you can work only with the same age group? You're not, giving me positive vibes about yourself, right? In order to solve a problem, you need knowledge and not the age group. Then the person said, I enjoyed a good bonding with them. So आप मुझे क्या बताना चाह रहे हो कि आप बहुत जुगाड़ू इंसान हो, जुगाड़ लगा के आपने काम कर लिया है? आई एम सॉरी, दैट डजंट वर्क in these esteemed organizations. Okay. That is a part of it, but that cannot be the whole of it. So they helped me with the recovery process, and I also found the same data in test environment as there were production extract also. See, as they were. And if the person wants to use there were production extracts, if when you say were, it will be extracts and not extract. And then again, there is a no gap here after only. There should be a gap, but there's no gap. And I have kept it like that because I wanted to show it to you. Otherwise, I could have rectified it. Also, I received guidance from one of my senior. See, again, this is a grammatical error. One of my seniors. All right. If you are well versed with the subject verb agreement rules, you will not make this error. So you are giving me an impression that you are a person who's not very well versed with the English language. Right? I received guidance from one of my seniors who genuinely helped me. Do you really feel that you need to use the word genuinely here? So the person is basically translating mother tongue into English. That's all. Okay, so with a proper plan and process, I was able to recover the data. I was in office till 2 a.m. that day as I wanted to fix this ASAP before the client gets back to us. So now here, यहाँ पे, the person could have said, with the guidance of my seniors, I was able to fix it, and I was able to turn it around before the client got back to us. Then you would have come across as a person who, in spite of being new, did not give up, looked for ways for solving it, and the person went extra mile. The person stretched till 2 a.m. to finish it, which makes me think of you as a person who's very, very ownership driven, right? So only this much part should have been mentioned, apart from the basic issue. Now, this was my first major corporate challenge, and I learned many key things from this. I learned active listening skills, understood proactiveness, problem solving. Okay, ये जो आपने proactiveness यहाँ पे इन्होंने लिखा है is getting diluted by the usage of words like same age group. I enjoyed bonding with them. Okay, awareness of body language. Okay, I am not sure how do you learn awareness of body language. Again, wrong usage. And the person says, I learned honesty. Really? Do you mention it in your SOP that you learned honesty? This is a value. that gets inculcated in you, imbibed in you from your childhood. I'm sorry you're not able to see me because I'm just going through a power cut. Um, I hope to be visible within another 30 seconds. Please bear with me. Okay, and then perseverance, resilience, and flexibility. This is something that I agree with. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you here is, please use the right words. Please frame the right sentences, which adds more value to you and increases your chances of getting selected. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Yeah. Again, please explain your objectives and goals as they relate to pursuing MBA. Also, describe what you think other students may learn from you, which means what do you bring to the table? Basically, that's what they are looking for. What do you bring to the table? Why do you feel that we should give you this particular seat? That's all it is. Okay. I expect to have acquired substantial management and business administration expertise. Does this sentence make sense to you? The question says explain your objectives and goals, and how are they related to the MBA that you're trying to pursue. ठीक है, यहाँ पे इन्होंने इनका फर्स्ट सेंटेंस है आई एक्सपेक्ट टू हैव अक्वायर्ड. What does it mean? I expect to have acquired substantial management and business administration expertise. Does it make any sense to you? If you have already acquired, you don't need it, right? Um, Operating a successful company requires constantly improving quality on both the individual and business levels. Requires constantly improving quality, which the person basically means that you should continuously keep on upgrading yourself. But the sentence does not say that. Okay. I hope to work as a project manager, a role that demands excellent organizational planning and communication skills. So again, this is something that you wish. Okay. Here, you cannot say that these are your objectives. Okay. Um, a role that demands excellent blah blah blah. Then the person says, I want to develop the right mindset to become a growth leader who can always improve. Does this sentence make sense to you? Are you answering the question? You're saying what you want. The question says your objectives and goals. I'm sorry about this. The power should have been back by now. I'm not sure what exactly is the fault. My even though it's not my fault, but please bear with me. Accept my heartfelt apologies for this. I'm not sure. It usually doesn't take so long. So when I talk about this, it says right mindset to become a growth leader who can always improve. So you are trying to say that you want to become someone who is open to change and who is open to change for good. Thank you, Kato. Learning from mistakes and carry on. This particular sentence is very, very immature. ठीक है? I want to engage and inspire those around me in shared belief and vision for success. Now this see, जिनका sentence construction ऐसा है, ये अचानक जो ये लिख रहे हैं यहाँ पे, that inspire those around me in shared belief and vision for success, it clearly tells me that the person has picked up this line from somewhere. Okay? If I am to achieve this goal, I must continue to improve my knowledge and experience in analysis, teamwork, communication, and organization. And thank God. Um, and IIM can provide me a platform to learn, develop, and prepare me. See, prepare me and not myself. That's the wrong pronoun again. For the managerial role and my ultimate career goal of entrepreneurship. Does this paragraph make sense to you? If there is anyone to whom it does, please enlighten me. I'm waiting. सो या तो इन्होंने किसी की हेल्प ली होगी. सी आई हैव नो इश्यूज इन पीपल टेकिंग हेल्प. अगर बच्चा हेल्प नहीं लेगा तो वो कैसे करेगा? द चाइल्ड, द पर्सन, द इंडिविजुअल, द स्टूडेंट नीड्स टू लर्न. However, at the end of the day, what you come up with should be you and not a collection of all the people that you have taken help from. Right? I just forgot to mention one thing when I was discussing this. The first one that I discussed in detail. This is something the student has taken from one of the sites. Okay, and when I asked the individual, the person accepted. Okay, so I'm not saying that you please don't go to these people who help students. I'm just saying that it's your life, it's your passion, it's your goal, and it's your soul. How can somebody else describe it with equal passion and honesty as you can? Getting my point? So if you take help from anyone else, great, but ensure that the SOP reflects you and not that person. All right. Okay. This is the last SOP that I wanted to analyze, and let me tell you, this person told me that. So this is the checked one. Before I go ahead and do the checked one, I just want you guys to read this. That this person told me that this has been run by one of the very famous grammar check software, and the software somehow was not able to capture certain things. So you just read it, take 10 seconds and read it, and then I'll show you the corrected version. It's interesting. Let me know when you're done, I'll change the slide. May I change? Yes, unless and until you're able to justify it. May I change? Excuse Okay, I'm changing it. And I believe there's, yeah, this is the last one. If you've finished reading, can we go ahead and discuss? Great. If you look at it, the person says, I've always loved the sky because of my father, a pilot. The right sentence should have been because my father is a pilot. Okay. I'm sorry about this. So when I talk about this, it says one day he narrated a harrowing incident that involved negligent behavior on his colleague's part. Okay. So when you say this, a harrowing incident, um, is it an incident? If you look at it, K2, I believe you have read the passage. It's not an incident, it's an accident or an event. The better way would have been event. Yeah. Then it says, which threatened the lives of passengers and all that stuff. And the person says, on one flight, smoke started coming out of a tire. Is this the right spelling of a tire? This means fatigue. And the person means TYRE, right? The person basically wanted to say that here this paragraph was not concluded. Why did this particular accident lead the person to believe that he or she can follow or pursue law as a career is not clear from the first paragraph. Okay, moving on to the next this thing. So the person talked about the Newton's third law of motion and all that stuff. Now these are different laws the person is talking about. One is law of physics. The person also talks about laws in economics. Okay, the person also talks about a particular litigation of Vishaka versus the state of Rajasthan. Okay, here the economics plays a prominent role in many aspects of the law, and here in several cases decisions are made on the basis of economic efficiency has not been corroborated with a real life example. Now, studying economics has given me an idea of human behavior in the market. How is it related to the kind of litigation she is trying to pursue? Okay, I have highlighted this in green because this is how the person should write. What did the subject teach you? It gave you an insight into legal decisions, understanding system, and blah blah blah. And studying political science and helped me understand how government litigations work. Now, this is directly related to the person's goal of pursuing law in future. The rest is telling me that the person is very well versed, but the person is rambling because the person has not concluded, has not tied all the loop ends, and has not reconciled these ends with the end goal that the person is trying to achieve, which is pursuing law. Okay, here again, reading letters to a student. Now, this is a particular name of a book. If I have not been able to speak with the student and if I am not aware of this particular book, I would not have known that this is the name of a book. So the person needs to either underline it or put it in inverted commas, and of course write the author. Again, the same thing. Here also, how Eve was murdered, the author needs to be mentioned. Then the person says, I performed various clerical duties and my time there was made even more passionate about becoming a lawyer. So are you telling me that just because you did clerical duties and you spent a lot of time there, that's what inspired you? I'm sorry, that's not convincing enough. Okay. I worked with the documentation department of the Artistry of India, an export import firm, um, during the summer. Which summer are we talking about? So are you saying that you're not a student and you take up odd jobs during summer? It's not clear. During the summer holiday, summer vacation would have been clear. And again, this is the right way of putting it, therefore I've highlighted it in green. The person says, this experience has enhanced my writing, editing, and blah 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 skills, and participating in the international control circle, quality control circle introduced me to statistical analysis and honed my presentation skills. Okay, again, this person says, this individual has volunteered in all these places and it serves young underprivileged children and animals. Now, this experience was an eye opener for me. This needs to be elaborated because this person adds more value. So this point adds more value to the person's personality and gives the interviewer an insight into that person's personality. So this needs to be elaborated. Just writing a line is not convincing. Okay, and this last paragraph, if it had not been elaborated or changed or altered, will kill the individual's chances of getting admission. Because the person says, I respect the law of my country, but the English law has my full appreciation. It looks like buttering up because the person is applying for universities abroad. Okay, ideally the person should have mentioned that, this is what I like about Indian law, and this is what I like about the law at your place, and I would like to bring about certain differences in the law of my country, and therefore I want to learn it from yours, who's best at it. It should not sound like buttering up. Okay, it says the justice system is unfair and does not allow the guilty to find any loopholes. For instance, the person has given this thing, so the person has praised the law of the country that the individual is trying to seek admission in. But here it should be objective and it should be an analysis between the law of the country the person belongs to and the law of the country the person wants to study at. Okay, the courts of United Kingdom are known for consistency and fairness. So see, disrespecting the laws of your country would not get you anywhere. You have to be an objective observer and you have to give a very clear and logical and coherent comparison or analysis between the two and tell them that why you prefer one over the other, and also tell them that you want to bring about changes and develop the one which you feel needs to be improved with the help of the learning that you would achieve from the one that you're trying to pursue. Okay. I hope you found the session enriching. I hope it would help you in writing very good SOPs for yourself. Just avoid these loopholes and avoid these kind of mistakes that we discussed today. If you have any questions, you can ask, or otherwise I am done for the day. How to provide all the information within words. Yes, I did a detailed discussion in my previous class that happened on the 15th of December. That was part 1 of SOP. I have given detailed notes and explanations of how to make your SOP descriptive but concise. When is the next session? On SOP, the first one was on 15th and today is the second one. I have not been requested to take more sessions on SOP. However, if you want me to, I would. But I have not scheduled it as of now. I can schedule it maybe on 29th and 30th if there is a requirement. And like I mentioned that you would be able to look for my classes with the username Samragi. So this is what it is. You can look for me with this profile name. That's my Unacademy profile name, and you can enroll in different courses that I have just promoted. With this particular referral code, you will get a 10% discount if you do that. So yeah, this is one I promote. This is one which I promoted. The batches are beginning on the 28th. I will follow you if any session. Brilliant. Thank you so much. I'm honored. All right. Good night, guys. You have a very, very good rest of the day ahead.